YouTube, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. I'm loving doing these videos. Today we have October 25th, 2021. My NBA picks. We are rocking at 19-12 on the season. We're up about 3.5 units, and that's a 61% win rate, which I am fired up about. We went 3-1 in the picks I gave you guys yesterday. We went 1-1 in player props, and then I believe the only loss we really had was the parlay there. So yeah, I mean, we're playing pretty good ball lately. So hopefully you guys are enjoying the channel and enjoying the content, but also enjoying that these are legitimate picks. Obviously, we want to have fun with it. We're doing this for entertainment and everything, but I'm playing the picks that I give you guys. So if you're riding or dying, right now we're riding. We're not dying. We are up this season, 61% win rate there. And you'll notice there's 9 games on the NBA slate tonight. We only got 3 games to my left here, because this is a tough slate. And I'll be completely honest. Obviously, I'll give you my leans on the games that we don't actually have action on, or that aren't going to make my final ticket. So if you are trying to feel out some of the games that I'm not actually playing, I'll give you at least what sort of insights I can provide there. But this is a tough slate. A lot of back-to-backs on the board and everything like that. So we do have 3 plays tonight and then 2 player props. So we still are going to have 5 things on the ticket. But it's it's a tough slate, and I'm not going to beat around the bush. Just because we're making the YouTube videos, just because we're red hot, I'm not going to force these picks. You know what I mean? Like, I won't force picks to get more content. Like, I want to give you guys good, strong, confident picks like we've been doing. So hopefully you guys respect that. But needless to say, with these back-to-back, things get a little bit confusing, but I do think we have some strong picks here. So let's start it off with the Bucks versus Pacers. The Bucks are 2.5-point favorites. That total is 230 points. And when I saw this, I immediately said, oh, Bucks. Bucks all day long. Bucks all day long. I'm sticking away from that. You know, Drew Holiday's questionable. Brook Lopez is out. The Pacers looked good against the Heat. Like, there's some sort of a recipe going on here that doesn't scream, hey, Bucks will win this game. I think that they will, but I'm not putting that -2.5 on the ticket at the end of the day. What I am going to be riding with is the over, and that total is 230. That's a large number. In fact, I wish I got it in late last night because I think it was 229. So it's moving in the wrong direction here, but I like 230. I know it sounds like such a large number, but I think we're going to be seeing this Bucks team and the Pacers team. Both of these are just absolute over teams this year. They play with good pace, and when they've played the last 3 meetings, these teams have combined for like anywhere from 245 to 260 points. You know, so it's like these teams can score, and I'm going to be riding with that. I think that this is definitely a 230-plus point ball game. I think that we can see 115 to 120 type of a result no matter what side it's on. So first pick on the ticket here is over 230 points in the Bucks-Pacers game. I'm scared of those high numbers. I am. But I think that these two teams, if 2 teams are going to be able to easily break that 230 mark, I think that we could blink and this game's over 230. So that one's on the ticket. The next one on the ticket for us is Bulls at Raptors. Bulls 3-point favorites. The total is 212.5. And I'll tell you guys, I always say this, right? When I see the 2-1 and then whatever the numbers are after, if it's a sub 220 over, I'm like looking at it and I'm thinking, okay, you know what? Let's get in on this. Not the ones tonight, including this Bulls-Raptors game. These are 2 teams that are incredibly slow-paced teams. I have this, my formula has this game going 198 total. That's pretty far below that 212.5. So it pains me to take an under that is this low of a number, and it kind of goes against my principle of, hey, if you take these overs that are, you know, 212 to 215s, more often than not they're going to hit, because these are 2 NBA teams and they can score 110 points each. I don't know if these 2 teams can, and I really don't think that you know, the Bulls or whichever team controls this game, right? Like say a team gets off to a 5-point lead and that's kind of where the pace is set. No matter what pace is set, it could be the Raptors pace, it could be the Bulls pace. Both paces are going to be extremely slow. So give me the under 212 in the Bulls-Raptors game. And we also have a player prop in this game as well that I will get to towards the end of the video. And then the last play on the docket tonight, Blazers versus Clippers. This is so backwards as to how I usually think about games. But the Clippers are 3-point favorites. The total is 231.5. Guys, I'm taking the over. I'm taking the over. Again, this is so ass backwards as to what I usually try to ride with, right? Like I usually say, hey, take the over on the low numbers and take the under on the high numbers. Not the way that my math's working this morning. You know what I mean? Like, I see this game being almost a 240-point game. No Kawhi Leonard, no Serge Ibaka for the Clippers. And so far this season, that has equals points for the other team. And we know the Blazers can put up points. CJ McCollum's playing well. And the Blazers also don't have the best sort of defense out here either. So I'm thinking that this game definitely touches that over at 231.5. That one's on my ticket already because I have a feeling that one's going to move the opposite direction too. So I tried to get it on it early. And I suggest doing the same if you do believe that. I just think that it's funny how tonight's slate worked out with that because usually I'm seeing this and I go, you know what, that's too high of a number. You know, it's in the 230s. I'm out. I'll take my chances. But things are ass backwards this video, and, you know, we're sticking to it. So those are the 3 games we have. In terms of games that we are not in on so far tonight, the Celtics and Charlotte, both teams coming off of a back-to-back. I would lean the Celtics here if Jaylen Brown's playing. I don't know if Terry Rozier's playing either for the Charlotte. There's just a couple too many question marks, I guess, on both sides of the ball. So I'm sticking away from this one. And then the Wizards versus Nets. I know that there's some question marks in terms of who's playing. Bradley Beal's questionable on the Wizards side of things. The Nets, who know who they can play. They're on a back-to-back. Maybe they might have a surprise sit. Brooklyn opened up at, I believe, 8-point favorites. That number's just too big for me. I don't want to take the worst team in this equation. I do think the Nets at some point are going to boom and play really good basketball. They just got smacked around by Charlotte. So I wouldn't touch the Wizards. But if you do want to touch this game, I do think you ride with the Wizards. I just don't see that being like a hook, line, and sinker, let's win this ball game type of play, especially with Bradley Beal being questionable. Next one we're staying away from here is Pistons versus Hawks. Hawks 10.5-point favorites. Over under 213. My sheet has this at a 221 over, and I don't know how. I don't know how the formulas and the numbers bounced around and aligned to having this as a 220-plus point ball game. But that might be information you guys want to know. The Pistons seemingly can only score 16 points a game. And the Hawks, you know, the Hawks, they look good. They had a bad game, but they do look good. But that double-digit mark, I'm staying away from. Like, I'm trying to do this again. I could force these picks. You know, the Pistons stink. The Hawks, you know, might be a good team. Let's take them 10.5. But I'm not trying to force picks just for the content. I'm staying away from this game because neither one of those numbers truly makes sense to me. Magic Heat, yeah, this is just one that I'm staying away from too. Like the Magic back-to-back, they did win yesterday. The Heat slow-paced game, like, I don't have a read on this. Like, obviously you have the Heat are by far and away the better team, but to me it's just not a... It could be a like, could the Magic rip off 2 in a row? Could this be a trap game? So I'm sticking away from it. Pelicans and Timberwolves, we do have a player prop in this one, but Minnesota 6-point favorites. The over-under at 225, like both of those numbers I'm not agreeing with, so I'm sticking away from that. And then Cavs Nuggets finally, I'm not feeling this. You know, double-digit favorites as the Nuggets. I really just don't see the I mean, I would take Nuggets if I'm in this game because I think the Cavs. See, no, I don't want to do it. I don't even want to do that. I'm not even going to tell you guys to lean Nuggets here. This game could go either way, so that's why I'm sticking away from it. You saw my brain work there, by the way. And then finally, you know, we have our player props tonight. So we went through the slate. You guys know the games that I have some juice on. I hope you guys don't mind like the nauseating sort of rant of games that we're not actioning, but I do want to kind of give my thought process to you guys as we do these videos in terms of games that we're not rolling with tonight. But we have 2 player props that I love tonight. So Jonas Valanciunas, New Orleans versus Minnesota. I have his under 31.5 PRA, his points, rebounds, and assists combined. I mean, he went for, I think, 20 and 17 alone last time these 2 teams played, New Orleans and Minnesota, which was just a couple nights ago. And I don't know. I just don't trust Jonas Valanciunas to be able to go and do that again. You know, the assists aren't going to really be a big factor in this equation. So can he be held to, you know, 10 or less rebounds? If so, I really like this because I don't see him as a total 20-plus point scorer either. So Jonas Valanciunas under 31.5 PRA combined. I'm in on that. And then the last one, this is in the Bulls game. We have Alonzo Ball over 5.5 assists. This is a weird number to me. I think that Vegas just looks at his average of the year, which he's averaging 5 assists a game. But that's because he had 1 assist in their most recent game. Before that, he had 6 assists and 10 assists. So you take those 2 numbers, and all of a sudden you're looking at a guy that's averaging, 8 assists a game? Like I'm gonna go with the majority rule here, and Lonzo Ball over 5.5 assists. I think that he's gonna strive in Chicago. We talked about it on the stream last night. I really do think that this one hits easily. Like I think we're looking at a 7 to 8 assist night from Lonzo Ball, and I think we're gonna be getting 6+ assists from him a lot. So thank you very much for Vegas probably just running their numbers and saying, oh, he's averaging a little over 5 assists a game. Let's make that his line. I don't think so. I think that he's more a 6.5 to 7 assist a game guy, at least to start this year with the excitement of the new team. So give me Lonzo Ball over 5.5 assists. And guys, it's going to wrap it up tonight. Like I said, a lot of games on the board, not a lot of games on our ticket, and we're just trying to be smart out here. That is how you keep this win percentage where it is, and we are up, like I said, I think 3.5 units overall, and that's including all the long shot parlays that we haven't cashed or hit yet, So we are having some good beats out here. So hopefully you guys are riding with us, and we will catch you guys for tomorrow's slate. It's getting interesting. Like these back-to-backs throwing a wrench into a little things. We're not always gonna be this conservative, but we're gonna be smart about it either way. So hopefully you guys do appreciate that, and we will catch you guys in the next one. Let's keep winning some money, baby. Let's go.